If you're a US investor and you ignore what the Federal Reserve just did, you risk missing the single biggest institutional wealth transfer into crypto we've seen this decade. And let me be clear, it has already started.
So here's the twist. While everyone was distracted by all the market noise, all the chaos, the Federal Reserve quietly did a complete 180. They gave U.S. banks a green light to jump into the crypto market. Now, this wasn't just some minor update, okay? This is a complete withdrawal of their hostile 2023 guidance. It fundamentally changes the entire game for institutional adoption right here in the United States.
So here's my promise to you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this signal is causing billions to flood into one specific asset. We're going to look at how you can spot the insider moves before they happen. And we're going to debunk the #1 argument against this asset, proving why it's now completely obsolete.
All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, the Fed's green light. You have to understand, for years, the Federal Reserve has been trying to choke the life out of the crypto industry, to cut it off from the US banking system completely. Well, guess what? They just officially caved. The floodgates are swinging wide open. And let's be crystal clear about this. This isn't just a friendly suggestion from the Fed. It's a formal policy withdrawal. That restrictive 2023 guidance that basically acted as a giant keep-out sign for banks, it's gone, vanished. This removes the single biggest threat holding them back, the fear of regulatory punishment. For US banks, the coast is now totally clear.
Okay, on to Section 2, following the smart money. You know, you might expect the big institutions to dip a toe in the water, right? Move slowly? Nope. The response wasn't gradual. It was immediate, and it was absolutely massive. We're talking about a billion-dollar evidence trail that popped up almost overnight. Just look at this number. Over $1 billion. That's the net inflow into institutional products, specifically things like spot XRP ETFs, in less than a single month since the Fed reversed course. This isn't retail FOMO, folks. This is the first wave of serious, heavy-hitting institutional capital. And it's not like this is old news. It's not slowing down. Another $54 million poured in today alone. And here's the most crucial part. Think about the contrast here. While so many retail investors are panic selling, the smart money, the big players, they are quietly buying it all up. This is happening right now as we speak. Now, this chart really puts the potential scale into perspective. Look, the Bitcoin ETF saw a mind-blowing $150 billion in demand. Now look at that second bar. Just imagine, what if XRP captures just 1/3 of that same institutional interest? We're talking about $50 billion. What do you think happens to the price then? This $1 billion we're seeing now, it's just the very beginning, the tip of the iceberg. So how can we be sure this is the real deal? How do we confirm the trend? Well, you look for the insider signals. Which brings us to Section 3, the insider signal. We're talking about the classic revolving door, a top regulator walking right out of her government job and into a key Ripple partner. Honestly, this is one of the cleanest, most powerful signals you will ever see in this space. Let's just trace the path. It's so simple. First, you have Caroline Pham. She's a commissioner at the CFTC, right? That's the big agency that regulates derivatives and complex markets. And she's known as one of the few genuinely pro-crypto regulators in Washington. Then, step 2, she suddenly leaves that powerful government post. And for step 3, she immediately joins MoonPay, a company that just happens to have a direct formal partnership with Ripple. You can't make this stuff up. This is the textbook definition of the revolving door. High-level insiders know where the money is going before it goes there, and they position themselves accordingly. And listen, she's not just taking some cushy do-nothing advisory role. She's leading the entire legal strategy for a company that is absolutely integral to the XRP ecosystem. All right, now it's time to tackle the biggest counter-argument you'll hear. Let's hit it head-on. Section 4, the stablecoin myth. You've probably heard this one. It's the idea that, hey, banks will just create their own digital currencies, their own stablecoins, which will make outside assets like XRP completely useless. Yeah, the argument, you hear it from critics all the time, goes something like this. Oh, banks will just use their own stuff, like JPM coin, to earn yield. They have absolutely no need for an outside asset like XRP. And you know what? On the surface, it sounds kind of logical, but it completely misses the most critical piece of the entire puzzle. And that critical piece brings us right to Section 5, the interoperability key. This is the fatal flaw in that whole stablecoin argument. It's the reason why the critics are just fundamentally wrong on this one. Okay, so here's the difference, and it is so important. Bank-issued coins like JPM coin, think of them as walled gardens. They're competitor assets. Let me ask you a question. Will Bank of America ever want to hold and be forced to rely on a digital currency created by its biggest rival, JP Morgan? No way, it's never going to happen. They need something neutral that they can both use for settlement.
And that, right there, is the exact definition of a neutral bridge asset. It's a third-party, institutionally recognized digital asset whose whole purpose is to settle transactions instantly between different competing banks. This isn't some new idea we just came up with. This is the core utility that XRP was designed to fill from day one.
And if you need real-world proof that completely demolishes this myth, here it is. This is not a what-if scenario. SBI Ripple Asia is already partnering with Doppler Finance to build institutional-grade yield products specifically for XRP. See, the institutions aren't waiting around for permission. They are actively building the financial plumbing to use XRP right now. So all of this, it leaves us with one really powerful question, doesn't it? We've seen the billion-dollar trickle begin now that U.S. institutions finally have the green light. So what in the world happens when they take their foot off the brake and hit the gas? Look, this is the kind of analysis you're just not going to get anywhere else. For more insights just like this from us here at Crypto Global News, you know what you need to do. Go on and absolutely destroy that subscribe button. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you hit that little bell icon. That way you'll be the first to know when the next big signal drops. You do not want to get left behind on this one. And for our uncensored updates, the stuff we really can't post on this platform, scan the QR code you see on your screen or just use the link in the description to join our private Telegram channel. That's where the real alpha is, and you'll get it first. Okay, let's keep going. Click the video right here on your screen now to see the one chart that I believe predicts the next 90 days for Bitcoin. You're going to want to see this. And coming up next, we're exposing the 3 altcoins that our sources say the SEC is quietly preparing to label as securities. You need to know if you're holding any of them before it's too late.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.